There's this thing that happens to me where I have like 17 different ideas when I'm in the shower, and I genuinely feel like they're gonna change my life. And then I sit down and watch 4 hours of YouTube instead. I used to think that I was lazy, and then I saw a video of a girl who was talking about the paradox of being ambitious but lazy. And it made me realise that it wasn't that I just didn't want it enough. That's not what was actually going on. And if you're someone who has folders full of plans, screenshots, mood boards, and still can't seem to start, this is the video for you. Also, fair warning, I haven't figured this out yet. So if you're looking for answers, I don't have any. This is a more of a, I'm in it, so let's talk about it kind of video. Also, this isn't plugged in, so I just needed something to hold. So here's what my brain does. I genuinely, truly, deeply want to build something for my life. The vision that I have is bold enough, vivid enough that I could explain it to you in detail. The kind of work I'd love to do, the kind of days I want to have, all of it. The want is so fucking real. And then nothing happens. Not because I don't care, but because caring and doing live in very different parts of my brain. And sometimes the door between the two is just locked. And what's wild is this is not new information to me. I've always been that person, the one who has very grand ideas but has like no execution whatsoever. For a long time I thought that this was a character flaw and that I was fundamentally someone that just couldn't follow through with things. What I know now, and what took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out, that there's actually a reason why my brain works this way. I was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 30, officially. And if you know me in real life, or if you've watched any of my videos, this is probably not shocking to you. Probably already clocked that. Having a name for it, that was both a relief and a whole other level of grief at the same time. Couple that with the fact that I was told that unless I had a comorbid condition, there wasn't actually anything they could do to help me. On one hand, I was like, oh, I'm not broken. There's a reason that my brain works like this. And then on the other hand, I was like, how many years did I spend thinking that I wasn't trying hard enough? Low self-worth comes from that, and it's not a small thing. When you've spent your whole life being the person who has so much potential but keeps dropping the ball, you start to think that that ball is meant to be dropped. That you can't trust yourself, that the dream is safer as a dream because then at least you haven't failed yet, and succeeding at the dream is almost as scary as failing. I think there's another layer to this for me specifically. It could be different for everyone, but this is how I feel. I grew up in a very small town. Very, very small town. I love where I'm from. I do. I am very proud of where I'm from. I'm very proud of the people that raised me. I'm very proud of the people who surrounded me as a child, friends, family, whatever. But there's a particular thing that happens in small places that I don't think happens so much with people who grow up in the city, and that's that ambition gets quietly discouraged. Not cruelly or intentionally. There's this kind of unspoken ceiling that everybody kind of sits under. People also don't really leave. People don't take risks. When you're a kid who is creative and wants to build something that is outside of the norm, you very quickly learn that wanting and to be seen trying feels embarrassing, that you're a bit much. I spent years as a makeup artist, as a nail artist, work that I'm very proud of, but there was always this hum in the back of my mind for something else, and I never quite felt like I had permission to explore it. Permission from who? I have no fucking clue. There's this passage from the bell jar that I keep coming back to. Sylvia Plath describes sitting under a fig tree, and every fig on the tree is a different life, a different version of herself that she could become. A writer, a traveller, a wife. All of these possibilities are just hanging, waiting. And she's so hungry. She wants all of them, but she can't choose. And because she can't choose, she just sits there. And one by one, the figs fall off the tree because they're starting to rot and they fall off. And she just watches them drop. Starving, but frozen. I think about that constantly because that's what it feels like in my head. It's like paralysis from possibility. I can see all of the versions of a life that I want, and instead of picking one, that's it, that's the one, I I'm frozen. And then I feel like time is running out, which is where it gets a bit irrational because I'm 31 and I'm not on my deathbed. But it still feels like that. There's this noise in my brain that I should be settled, I should be content already. You know, I'm 31, in 10 years am I still going to feel like this? It's like I've used up this invisible quota of chances to reinvent myself. The window is closing, but I can't tell you who set the timer or where the window is. Not a clue. Or even why I really believe any of this. And I think that should is doing a lot of damage to people my age. All of us middle millennials kind of being like, oh, well, I should be married by now. I should have a full-time job by now. I should be settled in my career. I should own a home. I should be having babies. I should. There's this idea that there's a timeline that we're supposed to be on. And if we're not, then somehow we've failed. So that's the mess. That's where we are. That's where I am. Creatively buzzing. Physically frozen, but fully aware of how absurd this might sound. I'm making this video not because I've figured out any answers. I really haven't, and this is still a meltdown that I have every couple of months when my dopamine kind of wears off from whatever new venture I've decided I'm gonna start, or whatever new craft project I'm gonna start, or there's a new hobby or something. But I wanted to make it because I had to say it out loud, because there has to be another 31-year-old late diagnosed ADHD girly, teenage girl out there that feels the same way. Keeping it in and not expressing myself feels like it's like a private shame, and not just like this thing I'm working through right now. This channel, my TikTok, social media in general, is an attempt at picking a fig if we want to stay with Miss Plath. It's me going, okay, I've chosen one. Let's fucking go. I'm choosing a direction and I don't really know what that's gonna look like yet. And I'm definitely still gonna be awkward about it for a little while. I'm not fucking Molly May. And if you're also somebody who has spent a long time sitting under your own fig tree, I just wanted to let you know that I see you, and I think that we're allowed to pick something even if we don't know if it's gonna work out. And even if we're 31 and we should be further along the timeline than we are, we're allowed to bother. We're allowed to be seen. We're allowed to be seen trying. If this resonated with you, I'd love to know. I'd love to know that I'm not alone. Please drop it in the comments if you feel like you want to share. If not, there's no pressure. Even if it's just same or the little lady emoji that holds her hand up. Honestly, that's enough. And I'll see you in the next one, wherever this goes.